Hey guys, if you haven't already, give the video a like, subscribe to my channel. This is a what if series and I'll be doing more down the road. Plus Ultra!
Hey guys, welcome back to What If Naruto Had Jiren's Powers. So we left off with Naruto basically telling Neji that when they fight, he's gonna be at full power. And what I mean by that is that Naruto, I wouldn't say he's gonna be at like full power. I'm just gonna say he's gonna be at like 75% or per se. So the rest of the battles would go as per se in the canon. They would go the same way as they did. And we now cut to our 1 month training arc. And I know some of you guys are going to hate me for this, but Naruto refused to train with Jiraiya. And it's more of Naruto's morals by he wants to train by himself. He doesn't rely on others. He doesn't want the strength from others. And it's proven in the fact that how strong Naruto's gotten on his own. So when Jiraiya when Naruto, they tell Naruto that it's the pervy, there's a signing in the village and everything. Naruto's not too thrilled about that, and he says, I don't need nobody's help, I will train on my own. And so that's what Naruto does. So Naruto, he goes to meditate, focus on his ki, his manipulation, and practice a few jutsus that he feel might come in handy down the road. And I'm sure you know his main jutsu. So Naruto would meditate for the rest of the 3 weeks as he did it. Well, he would meditate for the next 3 weeks, as you see in the picture. It will be more like a Jiren meditation with this purple aura coated around his body. So now we're at the point to where the tuning exams preliminaries begin. And Naruto versus Neji would go the same way no, it didn't go the same way. I'm not gonna lie about that, but let's say Naruto and Neji were staring at each other, and Neji just did his little speech as Naruto told Neji, you won't even be able to touch me in this fight. Soon as the proctor begins the match, I hope you're ready. Just how you embarrassed Hinata, get ready to get embarrassed by me. And so, thus, the proctor said, begin, and Naruto rushed at Neji with so many attacks that Neji couldn't even block or try to block. I mean, Naruto's taijutsu skills were just at a whole different level, and Neji was trying his best to do everything he could to block Naruto or parry Naruto or just keep Naruto at bay because he couldn't breathe with the attacks that Naruto was throwing at him. And in a blinding shot of speed, Naruto was in front of Neji and punched him straight in the gut, sending him flying to the next wall, creating a crater in it and falling to the ground. Neji gets up and charges at Naruto, throwing up various amounts of, his attack style. He even went as far as to doing the 32 palms technique and unleashing it on Naruto, which Naruto basically just dodged each and every one of them, jumping out of the way and counterattacking Neji. Every time Neji threw an attack, he would counterattack it. And Neji was like speeding around Naruto, and every place he landed and tried to throw an attack, it was sort of similar to how Hit was time skipping, but imagine Neji just being fast and he's just like appearing around Naruto trying to do his 8 trigrams 32 palms, and Naruto's just kicking him, punching him away and everything. And then Naruto would go to say, how many times must you fail? You see your attack is not working, yet you keep trying it. Give up. Call the match. Your so-called destiny is not going to let you win this fight. And Neji would tell Naruto to shut up. You're nothing. You're just a demon, a brat that the village turned away a long time ago. You don't deserve to be fighting me. And Naruto would look at Neji and say, I don't deserve to be fighting you, but look who's winning. And this insult would make Neji mad, and Neji would run at Naruto, and Naruto would say, be gone. And his eyes would open with a purple light flashing over them, and Neji would go flying as a fury of fist hit him. And Neji would get up, and he would cough up spit. As those hits took a lot out of him. Naruto would be walking over to Neji slowly, and Naruto would tell Neji again, give up. You have no chance of winning. This is when Naruto would rush at Neji, and Neji would do a palm rotation, hitting Naruto back, and this caught Naruto off guard, but Naruto stood back up and said, a palm rotation, okay? Well, let me show you to one of my attacks. Naruto would go to stick his hands outward, and you see these purplish beams being formed in his hand. Then he would go to put them together, and Naruto's aura would just be flaring over the Chunin Exam Stadium as the ground began to shake, the rubble began to float, and the floor beneath them was cracking as the place was trembling. They felt Naruto's power, and they felt the power of that blast. And Naruto would go out to say, "Final flash," and this huge beam would engulf Neji, and it would put a huge hole in the side of the Chunin Exam Stadium. And Neji would just be standing there. He has no shoes on, his pants are torn, he has no shirt, and he's heavily battle damaged. Neji headband is gone and his hair is hanging low. Neji is on one knee and coughed up blood as he looked at Naruto and said, "Ugh." And then he fell on his back. Naruto walked over to Neji and looked at him and said, "Your so-called destiny blinded you. And look at you, here before my feet. That's what justice is. That's what strength is." Instead of insulting people about what they were and how they came up, what they can't be, look at you. You're now beneath my feet. And Naruto walks away, but he would hear the people in the Leaf Village, well, the people in the village stands start to cheer him, and everyone shout his name as Naruto just flared his aura and yelled out a big yell. "Ah!" And everyone heard it throughout the village, which silence became immediately. Naruto looked to the villagers and say, "Don't you dare cheer me. None of you people have the right to cheer me after you treated me like an animal for so many years, after you held me with contempt, after you told me the cold shoulder. So many people and friends I tried to make when I was little. I was trapped in a world of darkness. Why was I treated like that? Is it because this beast was inside of me? Figures. It figures. You don't have a right to cheer me on. I don't care about none of you, as I only care about myself. You people are pathetic." And Naruto would just teleport to the stands and begin meditating as silence would grow until the next battle would eventually begin. Now, Sasuke and Gaara's battle would go the same as it did in canon, with nothing really changing there. So the Konoha Crush thing would begin, and they see these feather-like things coming down, and Naruto, he has his aura up, so it didn't really hurt him as he had a barrier around him. So the Konoha Crush thing would begin, and Naruto would be looking around, but Naruto would do a similar tactic that some of you would like to see him do, and Naruto did a shadow clone, and that's only one at this time because he only needs one. So Kakashi would tell Sasuke to go follow Gaara, as Gaara hopped over the fence and did his usual thing. Naruto would stick behind, and he would go to help Hiruzen, as the 4 sound ninja put up a barrier so that nobody could enter, and Naruto was standing right there looking at Orochimaru, and Orochimaru felt a shiver go down his spine, as this kid is the one that beat him in the Forest of Death. And Naruto would just be looking at Orochimaru as he floated in the air, and Naruto would go to say, "Orochimaru, I don't know what your intentions is or what you have against the Leaf Village, but you should leave. I will give you this warning, and only once. Leave this village and don't come back. You should take that with caution, as I think if I kill one of these sound ninja, I bet this wall thing would go down." So Naruto ran at Jirobo and had a ki blast at his stomach before Jirobo could react. His curse mark was forming on him, but Naruto saying it's too late, and this ki blast energy would encase around Jirobo, and Jirobo would let out a horrifying scream as the pain emitted him, and Naruto would just ignite the ki blast that was encased around Jirobo, and Jirobo would be on the ground, battle damaged, barely able to move, and the wall of the fort, that the whole barrier wall would basically dissipate, with Naruto basically bodying each and every one of those ninja. Tayuya tried to use her flute, But such schemes like that didn't work on Naruto, as his speed was too fast and his strength was too heavy for her to counter. Even if she had summoned those two beasts that helped her out in the woods against Shikamaru, it didn't prove nothing against Naruto. Neither did the two brothers, Zakan and Ukan. Oh, I think I remember their name. I think that's their name. Or the Spider-Man. Though not Spider-Man. Or the spider-like sound ninja. Whatever his name was. Now Orochimaru was backed in the corner as he was getting ready to summon the first Hokage, second Hokage, and the fourth Hokage. Naruto rushed over there and stomped on the caskets, basically forcing them back into the ground, looking at Orochimaru, saying, "You're not going to use cheap tricks like that. Wow, you really are weak if you have to rely on the first, second, and fourth Hokage's power. You can't even use your own. That's such a pathetic excuse for a ninja." Naruto would punch Orochimaru in the stomach and send a various volley of punches at Orochimaru and kicks that Orochimaru couldn't dodge. Orochimaru tried to taijutsu Naruto, telling him to get out of his way, that he has to kill Hiruzen. He has to kill and destroy the leaf, and Naruto was not letting that happen, basically knocking Orochimaru all throughout the leaf village. And then at the last moment, when Orochimaru was all beaten and bruised, Naruto picked Orochimaru up by his hair and sent a ki blast that sent him straight out the village, with Naruto turning around saying, "It's over." Orochimaru's wrinkled and battered body fell to the ground. Kabuto seen this, and in horror he ran over there just to see if Lord Orochimaru was alright, and they had to escape. So the Sound Ninja escaped, and the Konoha Crush thing didn't happen like it did in usual. So Naruto just saved Hiruzen from death. So Hiruzen is still alive. That's a plus. Now we cut to Naruto's clone helping out Sasuke, and right when they get there, Sakura is basically pinned up to a tree, and Sasuke has the curse mark active, which is hurting his body. It's hurting his body bad, and Sasuke is in the midst of getting attacked by Gaara. All of a sudden, Naruto rushes in and kicks Gaara, but this time the kick that he delivered to Gaara's face sends him flying, like through trees and everything. And you hear a big crash explosion when like Gaara finally stops tumbling through trees and stuff. Naruto stands there and he sees Sakura pinned up by the tree, and he says under his breath, "Useless." He grabs the sand that was covering Sakura and rips it off and tells Sasuke to go back to the village. And Sasuke saying, "No, I can help." Now this is what makes Naruto mad. "You can help? You can help? No, you cannot. You almost died due to the fact that you were too weak. You and Sakura. You should have trained more, Sasuke. I thought I seen a lot of myself in you. I thought we were like the same people, the same person, who wanted strength, who wanted nothing more to have the power to defeat their enemies in front of them." Sasuke hearing this would torment Sasuke to his core, as this is the first time he's heard Naruto call him weak. Just like his brother calls him weak. And Sasuke would have just agreed and took Sakura back to the village as Naruto and Gaara's battle would begin. Gaara would try as he may, but Naruto's speed and taijutsu was just too fast for Gaara, as Gaara couldn't keep up with how fast Naruto was blinking around him, hitting him to the ground, kicking him around. It was similar to how Rock Lee was beating him around the tournament, the tuning exams, and Gaara was getting angrier and angry as the sand started to form over Gaara's body. He looked like a mini version of Shukaku, and Naruto would basically say, "Useless. You're relying on a tail beast power to aid you. Where's your skill? Because if you don't have no skill, this creature cannot get any stronger." And that's true in my opinion, because if the way Naruto stands right now, he sees Gaara as relying too much on that power, and I guess basically he has a traumative past or something like that. But let's just continue into the story. So Naruto would be basically bodying Gaara, as Gaara didn't have anything in his arsenal, and then he would transform into Shikaku, with Naruto looking at Gaara and saying, "Wow, you basically just made it very easy for me now. Now you have way too many blind spots," as Naruto, in a flicker of speed, would teleport behind Shikaku, but would instantly get hit by his tail. And Shikaku would say, "You might be fast, but you cannot stop my tail, as my tail might have a mind of its own." And my chakra might have too. So Naruto would say, then I wonder, can you block this? This is the biggest final flash that Naruto was ever gonna charge up, and he's saying this might take half of his energy. And Naruto would say, charge up. His aura would just blast over him, and Naruto would just erupt in a very purplish black aura as it shoot up in the sky, and Naruto would just yell out, "Ah!" And you see Naruto just charging up this blast, and Shukaku has a sweat, and Naruto would just basically go put his hands together. As Shukaku shot so many air bullets at Naruto basically teleporting away and saying, "Final flash!" And this huge final flash just engulfed Shukaku, basically breaking the monster away and knocking Gaara back to his original state. The whole Shukaku turned to sand as Gaara fell to the